everybody.
She got scared.
This is season 3, episode 4 of What Is Wrong With You, a review of things with the Allens. I am Melissa Allen.
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know the words. Get your lady
Booty.
on the floor.
I think it's booty.
gotta get up to get down.
Okay.
Recipe's clear.
Do you have what's your explanation today for why it's been so long?
We've had like 352 guests because of birthdays. October is like literally the worst month ever.
It's the best, but also it's always pretty hectic. We had a lot of guests who we loved having, and thank you for visiting us, is what we meant.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Okay, anyway.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Our recording studio was taken over by
humans.
So it was tough for us to figure out a spot to record. Anyway, it doesn't matter, we're back now.
Yeah, episode 4, baby.
Here's what's happened. Oliver has turned 8.
She's turned 40.
40.
A lot of you already know that, because most people that sent letters know that they're probably the only ones that watch this show. So,
if that.
I just turned 38 yesterday.
Happy birthday to all of us.
38 years young.
And Tatum is now 5.5.
Yeah, and she makes sure we know that. FYI.
Okay, so that's what's going on with us.
Yes.
And we hope you're doing great. And happy mid-late October.
Correct. Best time of the year.
Okay.
Let's roll.
We're going to get started with some books.
Hit me, girl.
You want me to go first?
Hit me, baby, one more time. Yeah, hurry it up.
Okay.
If I have to talk for 8 years.
Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift.
Is this the one with Ted Danson?
Yep.
Is that true?
And then Ted Danson traveled the mighty seas to Lilliput.
She's who? She's picking this for a reason. I feel like I messed up the other day, like a week or two ago.
A while ago. And now I can't remember what show. What show were we watching where one of the characters dressed up like Jonathan Swift and then...
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what it was.
No one in my entire house...
That was a kid show.
They were like, is Jonathan Swift a real person?
That was Kid Danger.
Oh my God, Kid Danger. That's a terrible show.
And the girl's like, she wanted to be Taylor. She wanted to be Taylor Swift. And then she was like, I'm Jonathan Swift. And I was like, who is Jonathan
Swift? Oliver, I think, turned to me and said, is Jonathan Swift a real person?
I said the same thing.
And he was like, I don't know.
He looked like one of the first presidents.
Yeah, you both thought he was she was dressed up as Benjamin Franklin.
That's what I thought. And then she goes, Gulliver's Travels? And I was like, what? I know what Gulliver's Travels is. And then
I said, guess what I said? All my former AP language students. I said Gulliver's Travels first, and then what did I say next?
I don't know. I don't listen usually, so it doesn't really matter. Wait, are you telling me Jonathan Swift is the author?
Yes.
I thought he was Gulliver. I don't. It says by Jonathan Swift right on it.
Jonathan Swift was the author because he wrote something else that was really important and famous. Do you remember me talking about the other thing that he wrote that was really famous?
Yep. Nathan took this out in 2007.
He was the last.
That's the last one to read this. Good job, Nate Dogg, 2007. No idea.
Nathan.
15 years ago.
Do you remember checking this out in 2007?
Who Nathan is it?
I don't know what Nathan it is.
07, you were like a 7th grade teacher.
I was a 7th grade teacher. So I put this book into the hands of a 7th grader.
Oh, man.
So Nathan checked this out on August 28th and returned it.
He probably hated it. He returned it like 12 days later.
October. But my guess is Nathan probably lost this in his locker because we were still using lockers then.
These are ridiculous.
Anyway, Gulliver's Travels. Do you remember anything about me talking about this book? You don't remember? It was just a few weeks ago.
Honey, as soon as I wasn't interested, I stopped. I don't know. When I'm not interested in it, I got my answer. I knew who Jonathan Swift. I don't, obviously. I didn't know.
You still didn't know.
I still don't know. That's it. Moral of the story, I don't care.
Okay. Gulliver's Travels is the story of Gulliver.
Ted Danson.
Who starts out as a doctor, I believe, and then he decides to sail ships.
Yep.
As one does.
Because he's traveling.
He travels to lots of different places, and the idea...
these little people pick him up.
The Lilliputians. Anyway, he travels to all these different places, and the moral of the story is people suck everywhere.
No kidding.
I think, is what I remember from my British literature class that I took in 12th grade. Shout out to Mrs. Favor.
12th grade.
Which is interesting because it was a British literature class, but Jonathan Swift is Irish.
Great, Jonathan Swift.
Okay, so he also wrote, and as soon as I say it, I think you're gonna kick yourself with regret that you didn't think of it.
I'm not.
He also wrote the famous essay.
Essays.
A Modest Proposal. Yes.
I don't know what that is. She tried to get me to say a modest proposal. I was thinking Modest Mouse. That's all I could think. Good band, but never would see him again.
He was the writer for Modest
Mouse. Okay, Jonathan Swift, writer of Modest Mouse. Love it.
Great. A Modest Proposal, an essay.
I don't think... if I was forced to read essays, that was fine, but I wasn't ever going to do it in my own leisurely time. Mm-hmm. Like you.
Okay, well, A Modest Proposal is... okay, he's really famous because he was a famous satire writer. And remember, we talked about this, and then you were like Saturday Night Live? And I was like, exactly like Saturday Night Live. Just like it.
It's because we were talking about Chris Farley, who's a straight G.
Anyway.
Great. Gulliver's Travels, everybody. Jonathan Swift, Kid Danger, Modest Mouse, all of it.
Wow, we covered a lot with this one.
In one quick.
Okay, it's really good.
Quick flip.
I mean, I haven't read it. This particular piece.
It smells like an old book.
It is an old.
I can smell it from here.
Well, it's from my senior year in high school.
Well, and clearly the last person to open it was in 15 years ago, so... Good job, Nate Dogg.
Well, I stopped doing the checkout cards.
Lowercase n. These are 7th graders? Sorry, Nate Dogg, I don't know which Nathan it is.
I don't remember what Nathan is. I'll probably think of it later. All anyway, Gulliver's Travels and Other
Everyone
Writings
doesn't
by
care
Jonathan
anymore.
Swift.
Yeah,
okay.
Done.
Basketball Junkie.
Basketball Junkie by Chris Herron and Bill Reynolds.
Okay.
What do you know about Chris Herron and Bill Reynolds?
Chris Herron was a basketball player from Massachusetts.
Yep, Fall River.
And
there's also another good book about that.
He got drafted into the NBA and played for the Celtics.
Correct.
And then, I don't know at what point in time, but at some point in time developed a drug addiction.
Big time.
And got cut from the NBA, or
I just don't think he ever made it.
Okay.
He just wasn't gonna make it.
He wasn't gonna make it, so he stopped playing in order to kick his addiction. That's what I know.
Okay, so part of it is I read Fall River Dreams, which was a story about Chris Herron's basketball team.
In high school?
Yes, and they were unbelievably good, very tight-knit group, and he was a superstar from day one. Had a brother that played college ball. He ended up going to, Boston College.
That sounds right.
And then he went to, I think, Fresno State.
I know most of this story, I think, from the...
No, UNLV. Oh, wait. Oh, man, I'm going to get that wrong.
I haven't watched this in a while. We watched a 30 for 30 about it, right?
First off, I mean, the story's crazy, right? It's superstar, became a drug addict, he could play on drugs, whatever. People knew. They let him do it because
he was so good, they just kind of ignored it.
Kind of like the Chris Farley thing, right? He did so many drugs and alcohol. Now the good news is he's still alive and he's a motivational speaker now.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's awesome and his story is crazy. This is amazing. I'd read both. Fall River Dreams tells you about the story of it, and the point of that book, not this one, is to get him. They didn't even realize that he'd be the focus of that. It was supposed to be focused on the team, the coach. Then he became so polarizing. It was we're going to use this, and then later on, he wrote his own little book.
Well, it's not.
Well, it's not written technically. It's both, right?
Yeah.
But it's awesome, and it even says there's an ESPN film, Unguarded. A lot of you probably know. It's almost basketball season. So excited. Our chalk. So it's really, really good. I think Melissa used it in her classroom or tried to. Because your name is on it.
Okay,
this is how I know.
I didn't
she wrote
use
her name
it, but I put it on my bookshelf for kids to.
Did anybody read it? I don't have a card catalog in here, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I stopped the card catalog system when
2000
when
hit?
that became too difficult to monitor.
Obsolete.
Because kids just stole my books anyway. You know who you are.
Read it. Nobody cares about Jonathan Swift.
I did put this in the hands of a few students, and I think they really loved it.
It is not a long book. 250 pages. It's awesome.
If you love basketball, if you love any level of basketball.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Because it takes his story from high school all the way through NBA and post-NBA, right?
Yes. Yep. It totally does. Yep. He's awesome.
Nice.
Fantastic human being. Fought through. Amazing.
Way to go.
Cool. Chris Herron.
Great books. Now,
Basketball Junkie.
What's next? What's wrong with you? The hat.
I don't even know what's in here anymore.
I want you to pick today.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we put anything in this hat, so it could be anything.
This was me. Stingrays. I only picked this because you guys will have a 9-hour story that she's going to tell you. Happy birthday to Melissa. What is wrong with you? Stingrays. How many of you have pet a stingray before at, like, a zoo? Or,
an aquarium.
An aquarium.
Yeah.
Well, the Denver Zoo used to have a stingray. Existed.
You're a stingray.
Oh, she loves it. I picked this. Stingrays. Go ahead. Tell us, Melissa, what's wrong with you? I don't know. Why did I pick it?
Okay, well, I have been attacked by a stingray before, and it wasn't the stingray's fault. It was probably just as scared as I was, but I accidentally...
Buckle up.
Was going
Get your blankets. It's going to be a while.
I took a hard step down into the sand, as one does.
She's probably dancing or something.
When the current is strong, and I stepped down, and something wrapped itself around my ankle, and then it felt like a nail was getting hammered through my ankle bone. And I immediately went paralyzed from the waist down.
Immediate. And
was in the ocean. My sister had to drag me to shore, and then lifeguards.
Drag or drag? Like dragons or dragons?
Dragged.
Dragged
me to shore. Okay. And then the lifeguards came over.
Was it a Baywatch lifeguard?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you
Several.
Did you get his phone number?
No, but the lifeguards gave me their towel because they didn't want it back. Because they had to wrap it around the blood.
The lifeguards
shooting out of my ankle. And I had that towel for a long time. It said Myrtle Beach on it because that's where it happened.
Why would you keep that? It had blood on it.
No, I washed the blood off.
Still.
Gross.
I just chucked it.
Okay. Anyway, there was blood shooting out of my ankle, and the lifeguards had no idea what was wrong, and neither did my family, who all just let me, be there in pain. No one at any point in time thought, should we take her to the hospital? She's paralyzed from the waist down.
Rub some dirt in it. You're good.
Instead,
it's probably a jellyfish.
They basket carried me up to the hotel and put me in a bathtub, is what they did.
I love it. Just keep water and pressure on it.
So I put some antibacterial.
Okay.
Antibiotics. Put some antibiotics on it and a Band-Aid.
Okay.
About 6 hours later, the feeling in my toes started to come back. Flash forward 2 weeks, and my entire ankle is the size of...
It's fine.
Everyone remembers who was there.
Okay, everyone that watches this, you need to hear it.
To urgent care. They had to slice my ankle open. They had to take out pieces of the stingray's poisonous venom.
Did everybody know they had poisonous venom in there?
And then they had to give me horse pill antibiotics in order to kill the infection that had taken over my entire... I could have lost my foot. I could have lost my entire ankle. And then nobody believed me. Everyone was like, Mel just doesn't want to. Because we were moving, Kristen. Do you remember? We were moving. And everyone was like, she just doesn't want to help carry all these boxes up and down 8 stories of stairs. And they were partially right, but also I was on crutches. And then I
told you. It's a long
2 weeks later, who got stabbed in the heart by a stingray and died? Steve Irwin.
Oh, was it 2 weeks after that?
It was 2 weeks later.
See, I believe he got stabbed. It's proven. Years and no one can prove that that's what got you.
No one can believe I got you.
Oh, they all believe it.
Anyway, that's the
Preacher. Settle it. That's how we roll. So mad right now. What is wrong with you, stingrays?
I just have a bad history with ocean creatures.
Yep, I knew that would be a good one, but I also knew it was like, she'd have to cut like 40 minutes out of this thing.
I have a gnarly scar, and part of my ankle bone is gone.
Forever. So sad. Alright, you get the pick.
What's wrong with you that you make fun of me about this? It's serious.
I think it's amazing. Like, the first time I ever heard the story, I almost fell asleep because it was 6 hours long, and I was like, I'm surprised she still likes me.
You're the only one. That's how I know you're
That's
horrible.
That's not true.
Because everyone else who hears this story is like, and then what happened?
No, they're not. No one cares. Just if you want to get a nice bedtime story, just watch that part over and over. Alright, what's next? What's this? What is this called again? What are we doing here?
Cool business shout out.
Cool business shout out? Okay.
Food.
Food. Well, it's not always food. Oh, it's me again. Oh, that's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's me again.
The Donut House in
House.
The Donut House in Estes Park.
Oh man, I missed that.
Yeah.
We love Estes Park.
We do love Estes Park. It was great.
It's hard to leave that part, but the Donut House. Is a top-notch place. Yeah, anybody goes there, you have to go there. I mean, like, if you go to Estes Park, you gotta go.
I would recommend ordering
early. Yeah, definitely order early, or you better get your booty up.
You better get there at opening.
I think they're in like a gas station now.
Yeah, they are. Remember the last time we went? They were in a gas station. We were like, wait a minute, where is it?
It's a Sinclair. I remember. It's got the dinosaur on it. Fantastic. But their donuts are, but they're like ridiculous. Like everything they put on them are like.
It's delicious.
Massive amounts of stuff. No, that place is fantastic.
Okay, shout out to the Donut House.
Donut House in Estes Park. Go up there, go there, amazing, 5 stars every time. Mm-hmm. Loved it.
We're big donut fans.
Oh.
So you know we're true.
I listen, there's a lot of really bad donut places.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I thought Dunkin' Donuts was the best. I didn't know.
They're good in a bind.
No, they're not. They're not good. Coffee's amazing. Everything. Shout out to Candy at Dunkin' Donuts in Cortland. I went there a lot. Sandwiches.
Candy in Cortland.
Candy and Kim. I felt so bad for those people because weekends, the line would be out the door and everyone would just go and take people's orders and leave. It was the worst system ever.
I do not believe you that it was everybody. I believe that it was you and probably Sean.
No! It was our friends Chris and Brandon. They'd say people's names. We wouldn't even wait in line. We just skipped the line.
I'm Tim.
Because no one cared. It could be anything. It could be a sandwich.
Julie? Me?
A bagel? A donut? It was like a mystery. Everyone would be waiting. They'd just walk up. They would say Julie, and then we'd just grab it and walk away. And they'd be like, what did we get? Donuts.
In case you were wondering if Mark Allen was a good human, you officially know now that he's not because he's stealing Dunkin' Donut orders.
I might send this one to them. They'll laugh for sure. Well, I didn't steal them. Just a part of the stealing. I didn't steal them. I was an accomplice.
Great. Wow. Refreshing honesty from Mark today. That was great, honey.
Candy came shut up. Love me.
Excellent. Okay.
Donut House.
Okay, let's review.
Okay.
Let's review.
Ted Danson.
I am now 40. Mark is 38. Oliver is 8.
Still a young buck. Still a young buck over here.
Tatum's 5.5. Oliver's Travels in a Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift, who's the author, not Ted Danson.
Ted Danson. Basketball Junkie. Chris Herron. With Bill Reynolds. Amazing. Yeah. Fall River Dreams, read it.
Great
basketball have to bring
stories.
That one up again. They are. Fantastic.
Okay. Stingrays, be careful while you're walking in the ocean during hurricane season. And the Donut House in Estes Park.
Yes. If you have donut recommendations, let us know. Yes. The Donut House is rock stars.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, we love you. Episode 4. We're going to be back with episode 5 next week because we're terrible people and we forget and get sucked in.
Oh, we don't forget.
We don't forget. Whatever, dude.
He forgets.
Now I really want to go back to Cortland and go see Candy and Kim.
I will send you right now.
Oh my god, don't tell me that. When's Cornica Jug? Somebody tell me. All right.
Okay, thanks everybody. Hope you enjoy. Hope you're doing great.
Love ya. Bye. Candy and Kim, so good.
Are Candy and Kim real people?
Yes. You wait. You.